A few days ago, I learned that no amount of self-improvement podcasts can prepare you for unexpectedly seeing your ex in the wild. I was having a normal morning at a cafe near my apartment, feeling extremely proud of myself for being productive before noon. I had my laptop open, my coffee perfectly positioned, and I was convinced the day was going in a healthy direction. That confidence lasted about 4 seconds because the moment I looked up, I saw my ex walking toward the counter. It had been almost a year since we broke up, and in my head, I had built this comforting belief that I had emotionally evolved into a totally stable human being. But my brain took one look at her and immediately crashed like an outdated operating system. She noticed me almost instantly, and I felt this overwhelming pressure to demonstrate that I was calm, mature, and completely over everything. My body, however, chose a different path. When I stood up, I bumped my table hard enough to launch my coffee across the surface. It didn't just spill, it flooded the entire area like it was actively trying to drown my dignity. Trying to fix the mess, I grabbed my bottle of water, squeezed too hard, and sprayed half of it onto my shirt. Within seconds, I looked like I had lost a fight with basic liquids. While I was still processing the damage, I realized someone else had walked up behind her. It took me a moment to recognize him, but then it hit me: her new boyfriend. I had seen him online before, and he looked exactly as put together in real life as he did in photos. For some reason, my stressed-out brain decided the best way to look confident was to act overly cheerful, which resulted in me giving him this enthusiastic energy that made absolutely no sense. I congratulated him on something vague that he clearly had not done, based on the confusion on his face. Wanting to seem even more unbothered, my brain then made the bold decision to oversell my personal life. I accidentally implied that I was engaged, something so wildly untrue that even I was surprised to hear it come out of my own mouth. I wasn't dating anyone, I wasn't talking to anyone, and I definitely wasn't in a place emotionally where I could be trusted with anything involving rings. By this point, the situation had spiraled into the kind of social disaster that you replay later in the shower while wondering how you're even allowed in public. I tried to recover by talking about my career and how well things were going, but the words came out in the style of someone desperately trying to sound impressive while silently drowning in embarrassment. Eventually, the three of us drifted into that polite goodbye stage. Once they walked away, I finally took a breath and looked around the cafe. My table was soaked, my shirt was a mess, and my laptop had a thin layer of water that sparkled under the lights like evidence of my poor decision-making. A barista quietly handed me extra napkins with the kind of expression people usually reserve for disaster survivors. When I finally sat back down, I realized the truth. My attempt to look calm and emotionally mature had turned into a performance piece about panic, clumsiness, and denial. And instead of proving how over everything I was, I basically demonstrated that I still crumble under pressure like a paper straw. But honestly, the good news is that the moment it was over, I felt a weird sense of relief. Because once you accidentally pretend to be engaged in front of your ex while covered in 2 different beverages, nothing worse can happen. From now on, every awkward moment in my life will feel manageable in comparison.